What's going on, Internet? IG here again today. Today we're going to have a really quick look at my top 3 open source games. So if we were going to take a break from a bit of regular programming, the first thing I'd want to do is share to all of you some of my favorite open source games that I've been following for a while and that are still in super active development. That's what I love about open source games. They keep growing and evolving. And here are my top 3 that I personally like to waste time with, and hopefully you will as well. We're going to keep this really short and to the point. I've got download links to everything down below. All of these games you can get on Linux, Mac, Windows, whatever you're using. So definitely go and check them out. And most of you may have already heard of these, but there's been some cool updates in the last probably 6 months or so to most of these. Let's take a look. So one of my all-time favorite games would have to be Super Tux Kart. And the amount of work that has gone into this game is pretty impressive. When it comes to sort of that all fun and games, Mario Kart Racer style of game, Super Tux Kart would have to be where it is at. Take that. So as you can see, a lot of work has gone into the textures and lighting and design of Super Tux Kart. Definitely the graphics level has brought it up to what we'd expect to see in a game in the, I guess, the 21st century, or at least not in the early 2000s when this game was first developed. Now, I'm not the best at playing and talking at the same time, so you'll have to forgive me as we gradually ramp our way around the track here. As you can see, I'm doing alright at the moment, right until then, for most of you who have played this game before, a lot of these tracks would be familiar, but that's not to say that there are plenty of new tracks available. When it comes to customization and being able to expand this game and download new stuff, there actually is quite a lot of stuff available in their online store. So as you can see, I'm doing my final lap here at the moment, and here comes a basketball. And yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. Now, at the moment, you can see I've got my frames per second running at the top there, and we are barely playable at the moment with some decently high settings enabled on here. And that just goes to show, I guess, the quality of the textures that we're getting to see now in Super Tux Kart, and the ray lighting and all of that fun stuff. There is a lot of stuff that's going on here, and I think it's a true testament to open source development to get a game that's looking this good. This will definitely tax your graphics card, so you need to have a fairly decent graphics card to pull this one off. But yeah, they've got achievements now, they've got player tracking, you can show up leaderboards against other players in the online community, and just the fact that the game looks so dang nice now is wonderful. The other game that has been high on my list of time-wasting games that is fantastic in the open source world is Xonotic. Now, this game has undergone quite a bit of work in the last, I guess, couple of years. I actually did a video about Xonotic not that long ago, or actually, no, okay, it was a few years ago. And even since then, this particular game has undergone quite a bit of work. A lot of the textures are looking awesome now. There is a lot of great stuff that you can do with Xonotic. It's a very fast-paced, twitchy first-person shooter that I would definitely recommend if you want to just quickly jump in, run around some maps, and waste some time. But while this might capture a lot of people's attention as the modern reincarnation of something like Halo or Call of Duty, this is definitely a lot more sci-fi, and for anyone who hasn't seen this game before, then yeah, it's definitely based on a lot of the first-person shooters of old. I love that Xonotic is still under active development in the open source community, and it keeps getting more and more, I guess, upgrades and changes to not only like things like the heads-up displays and the soundtracks and the characters, but even the AI can be pretty challenging if you set the AI to be challenging. The maps have a lot to offer. I like to think that there's a bit of strategy to the madness. Who knows if there actually is, but as you can see with me at the moment, there is no way that you can play this game and think clearly at the same time, as it's just insane what kind of speed you can achieve out of this game. So if you haven't checked out Xonotic as a twitchy first-person shooter that you might actually quite enjoy, then I definitely recommend you check it out. It's based off an older game called Nexuiz, and it was one of the stalwarts of many open source gamers. But Xonotic has definitely taken it in a much more modern reincarnation of it, with a lot of awesome features and just a lot of general fun to be had overall. Finally, we have Zero AD. We've had a look at a racer, we've had a look at a shooter, now let's have a look at a strategy game. So I guess this is kind of like your Civilization game of the open source world. And yes, it's been in development for an awful long time. But as you can see, this recent build came out March this year, and it's still undergoing active development. When this game is finished, wow, it's going to be a good game. But for the meantime, we do have the alpha that you can play around with, and to be honest, the alpha is actually fairly stable. In terms of starting a match and playing against a random civilization with their awesome AIs, which are actually pretty highly developed, it's not bad at all. Now, I've never been too huge on the strategy type of games. I've got a few friends that are absolutely crazy about Civilization, but I am not such one of those people. However, the sort of features that I've heard from gamers who really like the Civilization-esque games, some of the features that they have built into Zero AD are actually pretty doggone advanced. Such as, you know, building your civilization up, having a technology or development tree or structure, being able to advance your civilization, I guess, in terms of its capabilities beyond the competition. While I'm not going to ramble on too much to make a fool out of myself, this game definitely does have a lot on offer if you are into strategy gaming. So, with all that said and done, those are kind of my favorite picks for the open source games that are available right now. Definitely check out the download links down below because, yeah, these games have a lot to offer. And while Zero AD is still in alpha, so it's not going to have everything implemented into it yet, it does still have a few good hours of gameplay in it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll see you all next time.